Hey, it's David, BreezeFlippers. It's been a slow week. I say that a lot. I feel like I say it every time we start out a video, but it has been slow. We still get sales, a couple sales a day, but it just seems like it's kind of dropped off this last week, which, like I said, could be a myriad of things that are causing it. I don't know. I'm not that worried about it. The weekend typically picks up and maybe we'll do a little bit better. We've had a few sales going out each day, or a couple sales at least. I'll pop them up on the screen because I'm not shipping anything today, even though I had some stuff sale today. I've had some stuff sell today. I'm starting to sound like I got a southern accent. But I'll pop those up on the screen, guys. We'll go through them real quick. I want to talk about what's sold, but I also talk a little bit about a private pick that I had last night. I did go back. The guy from the flea market last weekend called me, and I ended up meeting him at his house last night and went through a whole bunch of bins. Ended up with a whole bunch more games. So I think I'm a little over 400 and something units is my estimate. I ended up paying a little more than I wanted, but I still got a good deal. I'm less than $2 an item, and a lot of really good games in there that I'll be able to resell. I've done really well with games in the past, so I'm not really worried about it. The sheer number of games that I have are going to be good, but I ended up paying around 900 for everything. But I got a good relationship with the guy now, and he has more bins that we haven't gone through, and a ton of cards apparently. So I'm hoping that when he gets back, that we're going to go through those and kind of take a look at them. And I'm probably going to have my friend Mike Deathpile Picker. If you've not watched him, you guys could go check his videos out. He is going to hopefully go with me and take a look at some of this stuff. Some of this stuff I don't know anything about. I left some stuff there last night that I was definitely not sure about. So, but there were some He-Man figures that they look newer to me. The packages were kind of rough, and there were some wrestling characters and stuff that I just don't know enough about. So I left those, but I ended up picking up a bunch of, cool looking Hot Wheels stuff because I love the Hot Wheels. You guys know that I've sold them. A bunch of packs of them that are like big packs, like 5-6 cars in there. So some really cool ones that are kind of unique that I hadn't seen. The guy that apparently had the storage unit passed away, and he was a collector. So I thought at first maybe he was a reseller, but he was definitely a collector. This guy had some crazy collections and some cool stuff. So I'll have to show you some of it. I'll show more as I unbox all of it, but I'll give you an idea how much it is. So I just know this weekend I'm going to be very busy listing, and I think I've figured out something. I was watching, I don't know if you guys watch Dave in real life or ADH Dave, but I was watching one of his videos and I noticed a setup that he had. He was photographing magazines, and I really liked the setup. He turned the comments off on his on his page, so I couldn't comment and ask him what it was, but I figured it out from looking at it because he showed it a few times. So I ordered one, and we're going to see if I can use it to do comics for one thing, because it's a nice setup with the scan. It's like an arm with a scan photo, a camera on the top, and I think I can use it for games too. So I'm definitely going to give it a try, but I will also let you know based on that, because this is how my thinking goes. I'm about all over the place today, but I'm going to try that with the games, but I'm also going to go back and try ListEasier. I did confirm with ListEasier. They contacted me back and said there was an issue, so I'm not crazy. There was an issue with and they kind of gave me an explanation. I think what they exactly said was, no, you know what? I'll just tell you exactly what they said. That way there's no question about it, but I'll have to look it up and find it. But they did get back to me and tell me that it was an issue. And let's see. That was a known bug. Their dev team was working on it, that the end relisting isn't working properly for items listed through third parties, and it's a sporadic basis. And he's right, it was sporadic. In the test, it shows about 30% of the listings created before November 10th, or every item created after that. That was pretty much 30% of the items created before November 10th were having this issues, and items created after that had didn't have this issue at all. So they're sending the listings over to eBay so they can ingest the photos and essentially edit the listings to update the photo URLs. And I guess that's going to help fix it. So anyway, somewhere they said along the line, the relist and sell similar feature was broken, that link, so that it was causing the photos to disappear. So they are trying to work it from their end, from both sides. So they're in the same position we are. You know, eBay said they're working on it. Let's hope they do. But if it's working now, I think I'm going to give it a try again and see if I can list like, you know, 100 games or 200 games really quick. Or I probably have more than that. It's more closer to 400 games, 450 actually. If you count last weekend, this weekend is probably over 500. So I'm going to try to list them that way and see. I'm not going to list all of them though, guys. I mean, I'm pulling them out and looking at them, and the ones that are $10 and up, I will sell on eBay because I've done well with those. I'll lot them up, make it a little bit nicer lots. Some of them will sell as singles because they will sell. And anything that's left, I'm probably going to just do them on Dibdit. So, but I'll take you around and show you a little bit of that. But let's take a real quick look at what's sold, and we can kind of go through that. So let's take a look. All right, I'll pop these up on the screen, but let's see, 27th would have been Wednesday. I guess I haven't done a video in a while. It's been that kind of week, guys. Busy at work again. But we did sell a Travelon Anti-Theft Heritage Crossbody bag, and this was a bag that my wife sold at her gift stores, and she was given one as a gift, and because, you know, the vendors want you to try them out, so she used it for a while, and it was, you know, it's not her style, but she used it for a while, so I sold it used. I got $15.19 for that, $6.99 shipping. Also sold a baseball glove, so we're getting into that time. Golf clubs and baseball gloves and sports equipment starts to sell. So if you see golf clubs or baseball, you know, mitts that look decent, pick them up. I ended up picking this one up for $5 at a garage sale. It's a Rawlings 11.5-inch fast pitch softball glove, right-hander. It was brand new. It looked brand new. So it was $19.99, and it got $6.99 shipping. So easy ship, throw in a bag, gone. Sold Dragon Ball Z movie Super Android 13. That was a DVD from 2003. $11.99, $5.99 shipping. So that went out, and that's pretty nice. Little deal I got with a whole bunch of anime cartoons, but I bought all the Dragon Ball Z ones at this one garage sale. That was the one where I wish I would have bought all of the Dragon Ball Z VHSs that they had. They had 20 of them or so, and kind of regret not buying those because I think they would have eventually sold. Sold a hat, John Deere pink women's golf hat. It had the green logo on the front and it's pink. Nice little hat. I'm still selling hats. I'm probably going to go through this weekend. It's supposed to be really, really cold this weekend, so we're going to go through hats and clean some out and condense our inventory a little bit. But this probably would have been one that I would have pulled out because it's been there for a while. I think we listed this back in, I bought it back in 2022. So in a big buy, but we ended up getting $7.19 for it. It does still get $4.99 shipping. I haven't adjusted shipping prices yet. I'm probably going to. I'm not into these hats for much less than $1 each because I bought a huge bulk of them, and that was part of it. But I'm probably going to clean some out because I've got 5 bins of hats and I probably only need 2. I really only want 2 because I got to have space for games now too. So then we sold some games. So yeah, I sell games still. Call of Duty Black Ops and the SOCOM 4 for PS3 video games. These were complete. Nice. They were nice. And sold them for $12.74 and I got $5.99 shipping. So I know a lot of these games don't sell for a lot, and I had some people on TikTok say, I would never buy that. Well, okay, don't. I'll buy them all. So listen, I don't mind. I'll sell these games and I'll make, you know, my cost is less than $2 on any of them. And I know I can get at least 5 or 6. So I'm getting some money back on even the cheap ones. And if I sell them on Dibdit, I might do well too, because I always bundle them up in, like, you know, groups. But I like games that are less than $10. I will just put in a bundle and sell them on eBay. So similar games, and they sell fine. So I've always done well with them. And like I said, this was actually on sale 5% off, or they were on the 15% off sale. So they sold for $12.74. But hey, they're gone. So also sold Star Wars Mandalorian Baby Bounties. It was a Series 3 Grogu, little tiny guy. It's a cool little thing. I've had a whole bunch of these, and I sold them in my booth, but I guess this one still must have been listed on eBay. I didn't even know it was in there. I know where it's at. It's there, but I didn't realize it was there. So anyway, got $5 for it, took an offer on it. It does get $5.99 shipping. It's going to Ohio, so it'll probably cost $5.49 to ship, but it's only about yay big, so it'll be perfect to ship. So anyway, so this week total, there's still about $227 is what we've got going out. And you know, the weekend's coming up though. So it's supposed to be bitter cold tomorrow in Florida. Well, half the eastern United States is supposed to be in a winter storm, I think. So my hope is everybody's just sitting around going, hey, let's see what we can buy on eBay. And maybe the store picks up a little bit. So last weekend we had some sales, so I think it will pick up. But, you know, what are you going to do? So I sent out, this morning I woke up and there were 25 offers to send out. I mean, people are putting stuff in their cart, and so they're holding it. But I also did pull down and relist about 50 items this week overall, for, you know, a few every day, and some new ones. So some of those items are getting attention again, so we'll see. Oh, here's an interesting thing too. That video game sale is actually going international. Let's see where it's going. It seems kind of odd to me. It's got to be like Canada or someplace, or maybe not. I don't know. Wow. It's going to Iceland. Reykjavik, Iceland. So anyway, international sales, guys. If you got it turned off, I would highly recommend turning it back on. I've had actually 2 international sales this week. That Yeti cup that I sold earlier this week that I did mention, actually sold and went to Australia. So that's a long way to go for a cup. That kind of amazes me actually that somebody would pay that to go there. And I have no idea what their what the cost is to get it to Australia. But yeah, so we're making international sales weekly. I still believe in international sales, guys. I don't know. Some people have talked about that. That was the thing that talked about last year at the end of the year, that some folks were turning off international sales because they thought that it was getting, it was diluting their clicks. I still make international sales, so I'm going to keep doing it. Anyway, let's take a quick walk and show you guys what I got. So that's just some of the stuff I've started listing. That's just a few of them. That's some Blu-rays and some stuff that are new, but a lot of them are the DC cartoon stuff. This is more of them over here that I still got. This is some of the Hot Wheels stuff that I got. There's some more stuff, some really cool hats that I picked up out of that buy too. And then there's stuff down below. That's not all. Let's see what else we got here. Hold on. And it is like boxes full. Every one of those boxes are full. Hey, say hi to Missy. Hi, Missy. What you doing? She just got fed, so she's happy. But all these boxes are full of games. There's PS4s, Xbox Ones, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4s. And there's a few Wii still from that buy from this weekend. And then I also got, which I don't know if I'm going to sell these guys. You can't really see them, but, well, you can see one of them. Here you go. Teenage Ninja Mutant Turtles. So, and, well, there's all these loose games. These are all games. There's a few of them in there that are actually $10, $15 games. And then I got all of these the wrestling DVDs. Let's see if I can figure out how to show you guys. There. These are all wrestling, and there's some UFC in there, but some wrestling DVDs. So the weather's supposed to be really bad in Florida, cold-wise. Saturday is supposed to be, the high is supposed to be like 35. And they said the wind chill is going to put things in the teens and the 20s. So anyway, we're not cut out for that. Well, you know, some Floridians aren't cut out for that. Personally, me, I'm from Iowa. I can deal with it. I just put on a jacket. I'm good. I don't even own a winter coat. So, but it's a great time to stay indoors, and I'm going to get a ton of stuff done. So a lot of listing this weekend. Try to get through some of these games. Try to get through some of the toys that I have. Definitely going to get those hats listed because they're all new with tags, some kind of cool ones. So they'll sell for pretty good. And then, you know, try to get through some of these boxes and get them out of the living room so that my wife doesn't get totally mad because, you know, everything's all cluttered up in there. But so it's a lot of stuff to get done. But, you know, it's a good time to do it. And we're going to consolidate some inventory too because we've got a lot of bins out there in the garage that are only half full or less than half full. And when you start getting that many, it really is, you know, you need to kind of consolidate and put them all into different bins. But that's a lot of work because you move it from one bin to another and you got to go into eBay and mark, you know, on the SKU where you moved it to. So a lot of times the easiest way we do it is Sherry gets a notebook and I move stuff over and I give her the number and she goes from bin what to what bin and the number. And then it's easy for me to go in and just do a search in eBay and do all that. So, But that's been what's going on, guys. I don't think I'm gonna go sourcing this weekend. I spent about 3 weeks worth of sourcing money in one day, but he did contact me back. He does have some comics, and he sent me some pictures. Not high-end comics. There's 2 graded comics. Not anything that's going to sell or be like really big. I think I told him, I said, honestly, the fair market value on the comics that he showed me, one was a Superman, the other was a Wolverine. It's around $20. And the last sale on the Superman was in 2022. So I go, you know, you got to look at how much of it's sold and how many and how much and all that. And, you know, I said, I don't typically, unless I'm buying one for my collection, I'm not going to pay fair market value. So he may not want to sell them to me. Maybe he'd want to sell them at the flea market or something. And he also had several Secret Wars. So, but then he didn't have number 8, which is what I'm looking for. So, but he has some that are in decent, look like they're in good condition. So I might try to pick it up. He had number 1, number 3, and number 6. And I have all of them, but I'd always look for ones that are in better condition to get them sent off and get graded, because I have several of them graded, but I want to send some more off. But speaking of graded comics, I got a notification that CGC sent my first batch back, and I couldn't help it, guys. I had to look. I had to look and see what I did. 9 books out of the 25 got rejected. So, but that's okay. I'm learning how to press and clean, and so I'm learning so I have to wait and see what they sent back to see which ones that did it. But 9 out of the 25 are rejected, so I had to pay the $5. So that's $45 for a lesson, and I'm okay with that. So the $5 to not grade it, if I'd have, you know, not put a restriction on there for grading. And I did send these in at a 9.6. I didn't request a 9.8. The reason I did them at 9.6 is I went through and looked at every one of these comics, and 9.6 and above, I would make money back. And that's what I'm looking at, because I'm really looking at volume on a lot of these. None of them that I sent in are going to be $2 or $3, you know, $100. Well, let me take that back. There's a couple of them that could be a couple $100, but for the most part, they're going to sell for $50 to $100. And I'm okay with that, because I'm into these comics for very little, and I'm paying, if you take the shipping and everything, I'm probably right at, or just right about $30 total for, you know, everything, for the grading and the whole bit. Maybe 31, 32. I have to look at it. But if I can get $50, $60 for these, I'm fine. So it doesn't take that much, you know, to ship them, and it's fairly easy. And I just enjoy them. There's some of them that are going to go up on my wall. I did get some of them for my personal collection, so I have some Lady Death ones in there that I will probably sell at some point, but I'm going to put them on the wall for a while because I just like the covers. So anyway, that's the first batch. I'll go through some of them when I get them back and let you know what I did and how well, for those comic people that like comics. But, you know, 9 out of 25 are, that's not too bad. I mean, honestly, it's not 50%. I honestly thought I'd do worse. I really did. So I was actually kind of happy. I'm like, okay, so I know enough now that I know what to look for. And so I'll go back and kind of look at what they do. And I think they send notes on what they saw. So there may be things I can fix. So on some of the ones that they did reject, there were a couple of them that they rejected that I was really hoping that it would get a grade. But if I can fix it, great. You can't fix breaking colors, you know, where it breaks a color or something on a spine bend or something. But, you know, if it's a fingerprint or if it's a bend somewhere, those should have been fixed. So I'll have to look. There's a few more things that I've picked up recently on cleaning and pressing books that I'm going to try to incorporate. I learned how to use a cue ball from a pool table, and that takes out some of the little indentations, which is kind of cool. It does work, but I also need to start using moisture when I do pressing, because I didn't realize how bad the book will retract and go back if you don't use moisture on some of these older comics. So anyway, lessons learned. Enough about comics. I need to do that in Dave's Comic Corner at some point. If you guys get a chance, go over and take a look at my collaboration on the site. A couple things. I did a collaboration I'm doing now weekly with Slim Flippers, Wes, the Slim Flippers, and he's also on the Finders Flippers Resell podcast. So we're doing a weekly thing called the Flippin' Truth, and go check it out. It's going to have its own channel pretty soon, but we wanted to kind of start it out and see what people thought and see if it was good. We're just talking about reselling. Not talking about the weather. We're not talking about anything else. We're not talking about food. And listen, don't get me wrong. I love listening to those podcasts. I listen to Trash to Cash. I listen to all these different ones that are the Reseller Leftovers. I love those guys. Mike's my friend, Death Pile Picker. I listen to the Buy It All podcast and all these different ones that I enjoy. Finders, Flippers, Resell Podcasts, all these different ones. I love it because it's conversation and they keep me going, and I just enjoy listening to them. But sometimes you just want to get in and hear some reselling stuff that's just non-reselling. And from a standpoint of two guys who are working full-time jobs and doing this part-time, that's what it's coming from. So, like I said, we don't know everything, but we know enough between the two of us that, we feel like we just want to talk about it. So we ask each other questions and we answer them, and we talk a little bit about just the reselling world and what's going on. So if you get a chance, go down to collaboration on my page on YouTube and check it out. It's called The Flipping Truth. We've done 2 episodes already. They're short and they're sweet. They're easy to watch. So yeah, check them out. And then, so we'll be doing another one next week, probably release one every week, somewhere around Thursday or Friday. So anyway, that's what's going on. Just been, like I said, it's been a crazy week at work again. We will shoot some video this weekend. Hopefully Sherry will be on it. Hopefully we'll have some sales. We'll see. I'll let you know how much I get done this weekend, and if we are still in the frozen tundra. It's supposed to be through Sunday, so it's supposed to be cold. So we'll deal with it. But hey, we're hardy. We can handle it. So anyway, I hope you guys have a great weekend. I hope your sales are great. If you're outsourcing and you're able to get outsourcing, find something good, tell me about it. Put it in the comments. I'd love to hear it. We're so close to 1,000 guys. If you get a chance, hit that like and subscribe. We appreciate every one of you. We appreciate all the comments and everything you guys talk to us about. I'm David, BreezeFlippers. We'll see you.